point for having it and I lose 1 point for obviously not distributing it. So I'm at 0. We'll come, Victoria, I want to come back to Columbia Street because I don't think the Common Council has further opined. On the other hand, I'm delighted to see the application. I'm delighted to see that they're working with great people. So we'll move forward as far as we can take it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, and Craig is here, and ladies and gentlemen, meeting's called to order. And we'll give Aaron a minute to distribute the minutes to everyone. Apologies.
I just sent them out.
Great, thanks very much. Sorry, Aaron, for extra chore. Just 2 seconds worth noting, but you all know that it's September 11th. It impacted on all of us in different ways. I don't want to do any kind of commentary, just saying that the commission takes note. One more little bit of admin while everybody's trying to catch up with the minutes or look at their email or whatever. That last meeting, the one that ran 4 hours, that was harsh. And I want to try to do a better job. We had a lot of material to review and every piece is important. But I've noted what has happened is and what I truly dislike about looking at a screen rather than actual people, particularly with my startlingly bad eyesight. I was going to use a bad word. I can't read the body language in the same way. And the screen becomes sort of hypnotizing or mesmerizing or whatnot. And I surely don't want to interrupt anybody's thoughts, but what actually has been happening is I'm finding at least some of the commissioners not fully participating, and that's no good. Everybody is really important on this commission. And not everybody is comfortable jumping in and out, and I get that. So I'm going to try to do a little better and make sure that we all leave time for one another and make sure that folks have had an opportunity to weigh in. Everybody on this commission has some knowledge, some wisdom, some insight, some skill. You all have amazing backgrounds. And I just want to be sure we all have the opportunity to speak, and I'm try to do a better job on that, and also try to keep us to, as individuals, to be as focused as possible, so there's plenty of space to move around. Have folks received the minutes and had an opportunity to take a look?
Yes, I've received the minutes, but Phil, I want you to know, I think everybody thinks you're doing a swell job.
Second that. Thank you for saying that, Joe.
I much appreciate it. I'm okay. I much appreciate that. Thank you. Are folks reading? Do I see the reading looks?
Yes.
I've read them. I don't think I have any questions about it.
Okay. Well, Aaron universally does an amazing job pulling this thing together. So we are blessed that she stayed with us through thick and thin. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as prepared by the wonderful Aaron Reese.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, John. And a second, please.
Second. It's
Uh,
Hugh.
thank
Hugh
you.
seconds.
By voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay, unanimously approved. Good on us. And we're looking at certificate. No, I printed the wrong agenda. Brilliant. I printed 8/28 instead of September 11th. So let me put that down. Who's got their September 11th minutes agenda handy?
I do.
Now I do. Good. Always good to look in the wrong place. We have, as Victoria pointed out, there are actually two certificate of appropriateness votes, 118 North Fifth Street and actually 19 South Sixth Street. The way we left it, and Victoria, correct me if I'm wrong, we gave the applicant the option to represent if they wanted to. If the applicant does not choose to represent, then we're preparing a certificate of appropriateness with the chimney removed. Is that fair? It is fair. I'll go with myself.
With the chimney removed?
Excuse
think-
me. Remove
chimney
from the
cap.
You're gonna
application.
remove the reference to the chimney in the in the approval.
That's what I'm saying what he's saying.
Okay, good.
Uh,
It's a nice way around a process, Phil, because
One, motion to approve 118 North Fifth Street, C of A. Anybody?
So moved.
Second.
Beautiful,
Hugh.
Miranda. You, that was you seconding. All in favor, aye by voice.
I
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. A motion to approve the C of A that Victoria thoughtfully prepared despite my incorrect direction, which is 19 South Sixth Street. May I have that motion, please? Anyone? I'll make the motion. Will anyone second 19
I'll
South
second
Sixth?
it.
Thank you
second.
very much, Miranda. All in favor by voice?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
None opposed, unanimous. Thank you very
Hey,
much.
I just want to note that I got a note from Carol that says that the link isn't working for her and that the meeting is not streaming on YouTube. So I don't know if there's someone who can help with that.
I'm going to defer to Shaheem on any and all of that. I had no problem with the link, but apologies to folks who did. There are a lot of people on this screen
Yeah.
representing different projects, and they all have the link. So
Okay. And I don't know if anyone can control the YouTube, but if she
The
can do it.
YouTube is it, we should ask Shaheem just to check on YouTube because the meeting should be streamed. So let's just
That'd be
should we
great.
take a minute.
Thank you.
The meeting is on YouTube right now.
Okay,
okay.
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thanks very much, John. Cool. We can move right down then. We have an applicant from 212 Allen Street who missed a couple meetings. No prejudice from us. It happens. Anyone here representing 212 Allen? Not so much. They missed 3. Next application is 241 Columbia Street. And I see Victoria's on, Peggy Anderson is on. Who is here to present 241 Columbia Street?
Hi, Phil. Good morning. I'm going to present, though Jane is here to chime in.
Hi, everyone. Jane Smith, Space Smith
So,
Architect.
Victoria, are you sure? Jane's like a brilliant architect. You know that.
I'm working with her.
I know,
Thanks, Phil.
but you're presenting. All right.
Well, what we thought is because Victoria's been working with you all on that to date, that she would do this weatherization And when we come back, you will hear from me. So,
Okay. Go forth.
Okay,
Can you, are you guys able to upload or anything on the screen, or do you want?
yeah,
Shane?
I'm gonna do a screen share.
Oh, cool.
um,
Thank you.
Yeah, I did want to just clarify though, because we haven't gone before Common Council yet.
Correct.
I'm hoping, the reason we hope to get on your agenda so that we can expedite getting to our weatherization this season. So I don't know, are you able to make a recommendation at this stage before it's approved, or? What is
I'm
the
happy
status?
to make a recommendation. I sent, Victoria was brilliantly able to conjure 2 pages of text from 1 or 2 thoughts as a legal document, a resolution for the Common Council. Paul Barrett put together a whole ton of material, and that went to the president of the Common Council at least
I
a
saw
week ago.
that material, yeah.
Yeah, so please go forward. Victoria will tell us what we can do legally, but I want to hear what you're doing.
I think what you can do, the board never adopts the C of A the same day that they review the application anyways, unless it's a sign. So today is a review, and they'll put you back on the agenda in 2 weeks for a vote. So hopefully by that time, we'll have confirmation that the Common Council has taken action with respect to your project. So
Okay,
today,
as I understand it, we'll be on the agenda before then. So, okay, great.
That's
I'm gonna
great.
go ahead then.
formal review, they're not going to make any votes, but they can say that, it'll be back on in 2 weeks, at which time they can deem it complete, and we'll have something ready for them to vote on.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm gonna start
Sharing.
sharing, yeah. So our intent right now is to weatherize the building so that we can reduce the crumbling that's happening right now. So basically, there are just a few elements to that. As you know, the building is on Columbia between 2nd and 3rd. And here are some of the existing conditions. It is deteriorating in many ways, but in particular, the vestibule is kind of falling off the front of the building. And as you see, the roof on it is deteriorating. It's leaning onto these shoring pipes and is in very bad shape. So part of our goal right now is to just mitigate things that are getting worse along the way to restoring the building as a whole. Here's a better view of it. For me, yeah, this kind of shows the underlying discipline that the architect brought to the form and the composition, especially with this reveal and the tower and that the front section that juts out. So what we're going to do is work on the roof and the windows and the siding and replacing that vestibule or removing the vestibule and coming back with a new entry. So the windows, as you can see, the photo on the left is a good shot that indicates the original size of the windows, and we can see the record of that on the interior walls. So the idea is to put in new windows that reflect the original window design. So I think that's going to bring a lot of the original dignity back to the building and certainly make it a nicer space inside. The vestibule here, as you can see, is crumbling, not well supported, not structurally sound cantilevered against the building or anything else. Here we see how it's pinned onto the building facade. Here we see how it's attached to the exterior siding, which continues inside the vestibule. So on the east view, here we see on the right, the vestibule and the stairs will be removed. They do not meet code and currently encroach onto the sidewalk when the stairs finally get to grade at the bottom. So that has to be readdressed anyway. We're going to put in a new standing seam metal roof and windows and new siding that is in the same design as the current siding. Same view from the west. And then here's the detail on the window and a building in Hudson at 217 Allen where the same windows are in use. Here's the detail on the trim around the window, how it's going to meet the building and how it's going to sit inside the facade. And that's my dog you hear in the background. And then here's a historic photo. So it'll be great to see these windows back in action. So that's our request is a standing seam metal roof, new full-size windows in the original design, original scale, removing the crumbling vestibule, and we're going to replace the siding as is.
Thank you. It is so gratifying to see this structure, which was maybe close to being lost to Hudson, to get some love. Cool. Folks?
Can I ask Victoria a question on the vestibules to be removed? But I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't follow, and I apologize. Is there not going to be anything to replace it? What's the plan?
Yeah, we're developing the new entry, and that's going to be what we come back to you with. Obviously, the struggle is to work within code of the rise to run on the stairs to figure out how to make a dignified entrance that works with the building. So we're going to be coming back with that design.
Do we have an idea of what era the vestibule is from?
Our perception is that the vestibule is an add-on.
It's probably an add-on, but
I mean, to my eye, the architect who did all the massing would not have wanted a vestibule that is hanging out in midair on pipes.
right.
That's not it. And it was very significant to us to show the exterior siding comes into the vestibule here. So, and then the way that it's pinned on structurally underneath the vestibule, all of these things indicate, and you can see that the vestibule is hanging off, the siding is hanging off the building massing there, if you're looking on screen right now.
Thanks. So can I ask, if you were to remove the vestibule, then those doors will be exposed. Are you going to leave those doors as they are?
They're going to be sealed off temporarily during construction. And then we're going to come back to you with a new entry design.
But there are doors at the basement that are not the basement, the lower level that you can go in the lower level doors now.
Yeah, this is the no vestibule exposed second floor door is just a temporary solution during construction.
Okay.
We'll have a new entrance to show you.
I have a question for Craig. Can we approve demolition of stairs without having a replacement? I mean, what are they going to use to access the building in the meantime? And is that a problem from the building code?
That's what I was just saying, is that Victoria, can you pull up the picture that shows a picture that shows the doors downstairs?
Let's see here.
Okay, it's a little bit hard to see, but under the stair, there is a door. There is a door into the building.
Just in case he comes in one.
And that actually, from a egress point of view, that's the stair right now, the door that goes directly onto the street and is the better access. So the doors up above, as Victoria said, we will seal off so that nobody can walk out of those doors.
Okay. Any other folk comment? I'm delighted to see this going forward and described correctly, essentially as a like for like weatherization and window replacement and any new features that are theoretically an architectural change will be presented separately at another time.
Victoria asked the question of Craig. I don't know if you got an answer for that or not.
What was the question?
Victoria,
Jane had partially addressed it, but Craig, the applicant is proposing removing the existing staircase. And I had questioned whether you could remove a staircase without having another plan for stairs. But it was explained that there was access to the lower level of the building. And so if you could just confirm that we're not causing a code issue by demolishing stairs, but not replacing them. That was.
Yeah, it's actually, it falls under the building permit process. So if they're approved to do what they're doing, they're going to get their permit. The building will be placarded with a permit. So that tells everybody involved that it's unoccupied right now. Since it's uninhabitable and there is another means of egress for emergency purposes, as long as that access door is secured, so nobody can get in there, you know, accidentally or through an emergency process, cannot come out that door with no stairs. Yes, they can do that as long as there's no accesses in and out.
I hadn't realized there was a door on the lower level when I had.
And I think there's one in the back as well.
If there's no further discussion on this,
I have a question.
Who else? Go ahead, please.
Well, first of all, it's fantastic what you're doing, and it's great to see the windows going back in at proper scale. And I think the roofing is perfectly appropriate. I would personally prefer to see a wood window rather than an aluminum window, but I just want to set that to aside for a second because I want to go back to the vestibule. Clearly, the pipe columns that are currently holding up the vestibule were no doubt much later, and grade was obviously changed across the front of this building. I know, Victoria, that you had mentioned previously that you're interested in exploring an understanding of what the original grade was at the front of this building. When you're thinking about installing new stairs and new access from sidewalk to the door, you'll be coming back with a proposal. So I don't need to speculate about that right now. What I do want to pose the question is if it's possible, particularly on your page 8, when you show the framing of the underside of the vestibule, it would be very curious to know if it's possible that in part of the original construction that the vestibule may in fact have been a porch opened and not an enclosed vestibule. If the roof structure as it attaches itself to the building may provide some evidence that that roof was original, but was in fact a porch roof, not a, yes, in fact, it's this photograph on the left, it looks as if that framing that is supporting the vestibule is under, it's underneath the tower projection, if you will.
Mhm.
And I don't see necessarily any floor joists supporting the tower that are independent or part of the original construction. Believe me, I'm just wildly speculating about this because I haven't really looked at it. I'm
Mhm.
really only offering the suggestion that you look to see if this may have been a porch, that the roof might be original, and that maybe it had a different configuration of columns and a different configuration. Much of this you'll only be able to investigate when you get into the demolition of it.
Mhm.
But I would just ask you to take a look at that, because it might be an interesting, well, if it's an original architectural element, we would want to know that. And possibly it could be restored or part of your solution for your ultimate entrance to the door, to the main doors.
I
Okay,
agree.
we'll
Can I
take
just
that
correct-
into consideration.
Yeah.
I think it's more like this. So I would analogize it to when we authorize the removal of siding by this board, we require, and it's stipulated in the certificate of appropriateness, that any architectural elements or details or evidence underneath that siding are preserved so that it can be used to inform our decision on what you're going to replace it with. I think that applies here as well. So to Chip's point, if you find evidence that there was something there, we want to know about that.
Sure.
And otherwise, I would say this is fantastic, and it's really exciting to see this building getting as Philip says, some love.
Chip, I think that I think your point is well taken. We'll definitely look at that in more detail. There had to be something that held up that tower.
Right.
there.
Thank,
So,
thank you. And thank you for really doing a great job.
It is great. It's an achievement for finding a way somehow, everybody working together on this. Truly appreciated, Victoria. May I have a motion to find the application complete? Anyone? For the revitalization, whatever I'll make that motion. John, will you second, or are you making the motion?
Whatever you want.
Can we actually just hold off on any votes since we're not clear if this is properly before the board yet?
Can we not approve I mean, some of this restoration work is absolutely critical. The building is open.
I've heard all the comments, and I can be prepared with something for the board to vote on at the next meeting.
Deal.
But let's just, for the record, make the votes at the next meeting once we have confirmation that the Common Council has adopted a resolution to make this a landmark.
So to be clear to the applicants, this is not an attempt to delay you at all. It's an attempt to have the Common Council do its work as soon as we meet, which is in 2 weeks. We will vote this. Okay, I mean, I've got to go with what our attorney says.
It doesn't change the timeline. Normally, you vote to find it complete, and then you authorize me to draft a resolution for the next meeting.
Right.
I will draft a
both.
resolution for the next meeting, and then you can make all your votes at that time.
We'll do both in one meeting, so there's no loss of time against ordinary process. Okay.
May I ask one other question, please? Regarding the rear, you're not proposing any weatherization protection for the rear of the building at this time? Is that just in your natural course of construction, or what are you thinking about for the rear?
Yeah, we're not presenting any changes to the rear right now. I mean, we're gonna try and reduce the snow that gets in there over the winter, but that'll be part of what we bring back to you as well.
Okay, you don't need any input from us relative to that because anything that you do back there would be temporary weatherization.
Exactly, yes.
Okay,
I want to move on a bit and bring some
Yep.
other people into the discussion, if anyone who might not have spoken. Hugh, any thoughts or comments on this? You've been through the whole journey with us.
Yeah, I concur with everybody. I think it's amazing that we're moving forward on this. And I think it's crucial that the building gets protected ASAP and further work can be done with a intact building. So,
And
Good job.
Miranda, I know you were incredibly helpful through the process of working with the applicant and put a fair amount of skin in the game. So any comments, please?
I agree with everyone. I think this is a very practical and also sensitive approach to, to maintaining the building. I do agree with Chip's comments about making sure that if there are any architectural features that appear when the vestibule is removed, that we should keep a record of those so that they can be used to help to maintain the integrity of the building at the next stage. But it is really thrilling to see it. And it's frankly great that we're all working together on this. I'm very happy about that.
Super.
And I appreciate Victoria's willingness to come and talk to us.
True. Absolutely true. Thank you.
I had a choice. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all. And we will move on to 453 Union Street.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Who be here from 453 Union Street? There should be a couple folks.
Hi.
Ann, you introduce yourself before. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Personette. I'm from Clockwork Builders. I'm the applicant representing Dan Barry for 453 Union Street.
I'm here as well, thanks.
Great.
So this is my first time presenting to the Historic Preservation Commission. So hopefully I can address things that are of concern to you. If not, of course, we're very open to feedback about the project. So I'd like to go ahead and share my screen and show you guys some photos of the building. So, sorry, 1 second. So this is the building at 453 Union Street. There's actually two buildings that are attached. It's 453 and 455, which is off to the left. They have slightly different styles. The records that we have show that the building was built around the 1840s. It's in pretty good repair on the exterior. The area of interest, well, so initially this started out just as an interior renovation. And what has led us to come in front of the commission is that the rear of the building, and at this point it might be easier to switch to the plans, but there was an addition you can just barely see here off the back of the building. We're not sure the date of the addition, but it's not really in keeping with the style of the rest of the building. Let me share the plans so I can illustrate that a little better. Does everyone see these elevations? So here on the left is the existing elevation. The buildings, the rear of the two buildings, although they were different in the heights seem different in the front, they come together to a uniform line in the rear of the building. But then this small addition that was put on there had a very, well, it had a couple of things that made us want to reconsider the project. One is that the ceiling height upstairs is only 6 foot at the short ends of the walls. Not very comfortable for anything really. And there was also some structural concerns around the roof. So what we were proposing to do was to actually lift the height of the ceiling in the rear. This has a couple of impacts. There are some small existing chimneys on the building, which would be fully absorbed into the height of the lifted building. And then the other thing is there are existing windows. You can see the windows off the back. We're in a similar proportion and style to the windows on the main building. The ones on the side down here were much smaller, pretty quirky looking. So on the new building, we're bringing them closer to the proportions of the existing building, and we're planning to match the style to the front building. There are some different windows on the lower portion of the back, but just to sort of future-proof it in case those windows were to get changed one day, we thought it would make sense to just bring it in line with everything else. So the upper portion of the building where we were adding on, we were planning to bring the brick down to an even line and then add on with wood siding that would be in keeping with these small bump out additions that were added. They seem to have been added later than this rear addition. I have some photographs of, some more photographs of existing details on the back side that I will share with you. So the rear of the building has very minimal detailing in the cornices. This is actually a small porch off of the back of the addition, and then there are the two little bump outs off to the sides. So they have either just a shiplap or a very understated novelty siding, detailing that seems to be, well, anyway, these have quite a bit of detail on them, as does the porch. But you can see here the upper portion of the building looks like it underwent some roof repair at some point, and they just replaced whatever was there with flat trims. The upper portion has a tiny bit more detail, basically just a crown molding and a flat fascia piece. So yeah, here's some more details of that upper portion of the roof. And one more showing both. So we'll flip back to the plans. And if anyone has questions or if there's anything you'd like to see larger, I know this is showing everything possibly small on your screens.
Could you just recap a little bit in terms of just a dash point? What are the elements again that are being changed from what exists?
Yeah, here I'll zoom in a little.
What are any of those elements, do you believe, associated with the original structure, or just part of the add-on structure from a later date?
Right. So I don't think anything back here really dates from the original structure. It definitely, the way it's added on, there are definitely signs that it came later. Like for instance, this is like a kind of a light, you know, it's a sort of acts like a light well. When you go from the main building into this building, you step down 3 steps to get into there. So they created this to make like head height so that you could walk into this building. Because as I said, it's 6 feet at the corner it's like 6.5 feet in the center, the head height in there. So
Okay.
it's pretty clear that it was an addition. Actually, the brick of the original building is exposed inside of this addition. So the things that, things that we're intending to change, as I mentioned, the height of the new roof goes to just above this window to the left. So the two small chimneys that are both non-functioning, they're both just, the lower portion of this is a kitchen right now, and the chimneys are basically behind the wall of appliances and stuff.
Gotcha.
So both non-functioning. This small, I wish I had a portion of that. It wasn't very easy to photograph this building from the back with the trees and the angle. But anyway, this would be removed, and this is a small window going into a bathroom, which is also seems to have been changed when the small addition came in. So that would get filled in with brick and covered with the new addition. The lower portion, everything remains the same. The porch, the two bump outs, the roofs, we're keeping the sill heights for all of the windows. They're all just being extended up. So I actually don't have an elevation showing to the left-hand side, but we took the same window height as is present on all the rest of the building. And we're creating that window height for these two windows, as well as, well, actually on this side, we have a drop ceiling to allow for mechanicals. So these are the only two windows that wouldn't be consistent with the heights on all the windows on the rest of the building. The intention for the wood on the upper portion is to match the paneling that's present on this bump out on the side. So we're trying not to add any new elements. And then we were going to match this kind of, understated, very simple crown molding and fascia board from the rear of the building to this extension or this raised height. So we're keeping, the shape of everything, the existing brick. The only thing we're removing with the brick is, you can see it's on a little, oh, this is actually, sorry, this is all brick. Sorry, that didn't render correctly. So the back wall of the large original buildings is brick. This element, both on the upper portion of the addition and the porch, are both brick. So we would just be leveling the brick off and then going up with the wood. So this is all illustrated correctly. These are all brick surfaces that are existing.
Thank you.
There is one other element here. There is a skylight on the top of this. I have one more sheet to share with you. We submitted a survey of the sight line from Partition Street. I think it's Partition. Hopefully I'm not saying that wrong, but the alley behind the light gray here is the existing sight line off of the roof of the existing building. So you can see, the upper portion of this. With the raised portion, you won't be able to see the skylight at all because it is a flat roof. And you will still be able to see that upper cornice detailing on the back of the original building.
Okay, let's pause a second. Ladies and gents, some comments or questions? Andrew, you've dazzled.
My thought is that my thought looks very appropriate and thoughtful.
I do too.
I don't see anything that concerns me.
I do too.
No, if anything, it seems more consistent with the original shape and style of the building than what was there.
Cool. This is, this could be a breakthrough moment for our commission. Andrew, you gonna keep the Audi in the back?
I wish that was my Audi, but I'm getting there. We'll see.
I was eyeing that car. May I have a motion to find the application complete and waive a public hearing and all the other stuff? Anyone?
Motion, Hugh.
Thank you, Hugh. Miranda seconds, all in favor by voice. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Application's complete.
Well,
Motion to waive a public hearing and ask City Attorney Victoria to prepare a certificate of appropriateness. Anyone?
So moved.
So move Miranda, and a second, please.
Hugh.
Hugh, well done, Hugh. All in favor by voice.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Andrew, you are, this may have been your first HPC, but you are a superstar.
well, thank you for saying so. Yeah, we really, we did read through everything on the guidelines you gave. We tried to address your concerns. So it sounds like we did. Thank you very much for your
And
time.
the work is very well thought through. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you all very much, and I can also vouch for Andrew's superstar status.
Good night. All right.
Any thoughts, comments, prayers, or wishes, or would people like to go back to their regular lives?
I saw that Andrew Rubin is on the meeting. Did he have something to present for the chimneys today?
Yeah. Hi, I'm here. How are you
Andrew.
guys?
We were thinking of you.
Perfect, perfect.
Where we last left it, and I'm sure I'll get this backwards one more time. We said that the application was approved without the chimney, but if you wanted
Right.
to come back with the chimney idea again, you were certainly welcome to.
Perfect, perfect. So
No, the application was approved with the chimney in place. If you still wanted to demo the chimney, I got it right now.
right, perfect. So I just wanted to make sure, because I know we talked about this briefly, but if we do keep the chimney, I talked to another mason. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more expensive to do this, which is one of the consider like something that I might just have to bear the burden of. But he came in a little bit more reasonable. So if we do keep the chimney, is there anything I need to prove? We're gonna have to repair it no matter what. So I'm just gonna, he gave me the cement type. He gave me the President white sand cement he's gonna use to match the existing mortar. We're gonna use like bricks. And if we do that, then we're okay. We don't need to do anything.
I don't have anything beyond that. It's what we it's what essentially what we agreed to. It's a like for like repair of the chimney.
Okay, so I'm gonna to get this moving. I'm gonna get started on that. He's gonna start. I'm gonna get a sidewalk permit. He's gonna get started on that, and then hopefully we don't find anything out of the ordinary. And if we do, I might come back to you guys, but hopefully we don't need to.
Touch base. We got to touch base with Craig. We have to. Did we vote on that C of A? We did.
We voted on the C of A, which excluded any alteration or repair to the chimney. So according to this board, even repointing does require the C of A because you want to make sure that he's using the proper color, proper sand, whatever the term is for the mortar.
He has so specified based on our request from the previous meeting that he's accepted our direction on the mortar and so forth.
But he doesn't have a C of A for that.
Right.
Oy vey.
You can't start the
Can
work.
we revise the C of A?
Why not just revise it? Does anyone object to the guy moving forward?
You want to
No.
give it a minute?
No.
I can draft an amended C of A, but is the board clear? I didn't see any detail on the mortar, et cetera. So
We
Do you
did
want-
specify it in the meeting. He has just repeated for the minutes that he accepted our specification on the mortar. So I'd like to move this project forward.
Okay, just give me a minute and I'm gonna amend the certificate of appropriateness.
Okay.
Thank you, Phil, for moving this along. I think it's great that he's able to repair the chimney.
It is great. Even though there were anti-chimney forces on the, no. Me, for example, no, it's great.
You don't need to be a troublemaker.
Yes, it does.
Folks,
Yes, it
can
does.
you just give me the language? The condition is the applicant shall repair the chimney. Can someone give me the proper terminology regarding the mortar?
Andrew,
Andrew, what was
were
the sand that you described just now?
It was mortar that's going to match the existing mortar, and he's going to save as many bricks as he can and replace any that are damaged with like bricks.
That's good.
Try to keep. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible.
Mhm.
I think, Victoria, just to simply say that the mortar is to be mixed to match the existing mortar in color and texture. I think one of the specifications we have used in the past with mortar is that the mortar be a soft mortar, not a hard mortar. And I think we could include that in your work also, Victoria, just to describe it as a soft mortar.
Okay, can everyone take a look at this highlighted language and let me know if this is,
soft mortar mixed to match the existing mortar in color and texture. I'm liking it.
Yep.
No one has. Yeah.
Looks great.
and remind,
Okay.
was the roof, replacement of the roof was part of this, right?
But it was like, the roof was like for like.
Asphalt.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure it's in here.
Just a quick question there. If we might, due to budget constraints, the roof's not falling apart yet, but I was going to try to loop it into this project, but I might hold off on changing the roof. Is that going to be okay? If I leave it as is?
You're better off, I think, getting the approval. You have a year to implement based on this specification, as I understand it. So I don't see why.
You don't have to implement.
I don't have to implement. Okay, perfect. If I
Yeah.
have it, if I can, I will. If I don't have to,
You
then
have a year to
that's
figure that
perfect.
out.
But it's useful to have, Andrew.
Great. Let's do that then. Thank you, guys.
Okay, so the board can now vote on an amended certificate of appropriateness for 19 South 6th Street.
Beautiful. I move on that amended certificate of appropriateness for 19 South 6th Street. May I have a second, please? John? Done. Second, all in favor by voice?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Andrew,
Everyone,
I
appreciate
so
that.
much appreciate your coming back on this. It's you did, and thank you.
No, thank you, guys.
Okay.
I'll let you know how it turns out. Hopefully in a
Alrighty.
few weeks we'll be all set.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Victoria, thanks for I saw Andrew, but my mind went blank, and I'm glad you called him in. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Therefore, blessings on this September 11th. Everybody take care of themselves. We'll catch you in a little bit.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Phil.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Phil.
Take care.